TV and the Cork Tonight live show. Tonight I'm joined by Caroline Murphy, Managing Director of West Cork Eggs.
Thank you.
Welcome, very welcome to the show. Fiona Kennedy of the first reality TV star that Ireland ever had. And of course the wonderful Kate Durrant, Managing Director of Munster News, CEO of various companies throughout Blarney, etc. And of course the publisher of I suppose you call it publisher of Life with Ivy as well, don't you?
Yes.
The page and the blog and things like that. Kate, how is life with you?
Great, busy.
Yes,
it's good, yeah.
You've become extremely proactive and super active, even more so than what you've been doing with Munster, with the Muskerry News.
Look, things are good. Things are on the up. So there's a lot happening. There's a lot happening in Blarney. We had a big weekend. At the weekend we had a Wellfest. We've got Darkness into Light coming up. We've got the open day at the castle. We've got the Butter Trail food launch. There's so much happening that's only become possible in the last few years of things. So it's nice. I suppose we're just riding on the coattails of that and we're enjoying it.
Like Blarney has always had a very, very good reputation and a good international name, and people knew where Blarney was before they knew where Cork was.
Absolutely,
sort of thing. But Blarney's had its difficulties as well.
Well, I think from what you've just said, that actually causes its own difficulties, because there's perhaps a feeling that Blarney's okay, that it doesn't need funding, it doesn't need this, we're not on the Wild Atlantic Way, we weren't part of the Ring of Cork, stuff which just seems bizarre. So all the wonderful government initiatives, and they are good, we're not on any of them, because Blarney's okay, and Blarney's not okay. There's 400,000 people coming every year. They park the coaches, they go into the castle, they go to the woolen mills, and then they go. Okay. So we work very hard in the village to keep the village active, because without business people like Paddy O'Leary, who just redone Centra, you've got the Horgans, you've got Johnny's the Castle Hotel, you've got the Muskerry Arms. We've really good business people there. We haven't got an empty unit in it, but we have worked very hard to do that.
Yeah. I'm delighted to see it's going well for you. Keep up the good work.
Thank you.
You're not only are you doing the Blarney Chamber of Commerce, you're also involved with the Tidy Towns. Yeah. When do you sleep, Kate?
My children have left home, so so these are my children now.
So you have lots of things to do.
Yeah.
You have lots
and
of
I
things
enjoy it.
Caroline, tell us about West Cork Eggs. I have a question for you, though.
Do you want to ask me the question first?
Yeah, which came first?
The chicken or the egg? When I find that out, I'll let you know. West Cork Eggs were based down in Muskerry, or just outside it, and in 2009 I bought 4 hens. We had gone through a personal family loss at the time. My daughter was stillborn, so it was a kind of time, I know that was a bit of a wide board, but it was a very, very difficult time. So it was kind of a time then that I said I wanted to rejuvenate and getting back to basics.
What were you doing before this?
I was mother to my children, I was helping my husband on the farm, I worked in recruitment when I came to Ireland as well, and I've done sales and management and stuff like that in London. So I have lots of varied kind of background, but I feel it's all coming together now. So that was 2009, and we kind of gradually got a bit bigger, and now we have 3,000 birds.
Wow. 3,000 hens.
Yeah, 3,000 ladies.
That's a lot of eggs to collect, isn't it?
It is.
And the packaging is absolutely beautiful.
Yeah, very proud of that. It basically kind of tells our story. We're fresh. Every egg that we sell comes from our family farm. We don't buy any eggs in, so I can stand over every single egg. It's a real family business. You can ask the children and they're like, oh no, I don't want to do eggs today, Mum, but they do it, do you know what I mean? And it's lovely. On any evening you can drive past the farm and you'll see all the hens out.
And these are all free range?
All free range, out every day.
Oh my God, you're a very busy lady then, aren't you?
Very busy, but it's
great. So from 2009 to less than 10 years, you've gone from 4 to 3,000. 2015
we started supplying Super Value through the Food Academy programme. So that was a real big step for us.
The Food Academy has really worked for a lot of small suppliers that couldn't get out
there. It opens the door. It really opens the door. You have to do the work once you get in the door. But that's, if you're going to run your own business, you have to put it all in.
So how do you get into the Food Academy?
Through the local enterprise office.
Okay.
So you apply to them, and there's an interview, and then you have 4 kind of module things you have to do, and then you have to do a presentation to store members from Musgraves, and present and basically pitch, and then you're either allowed to go to trial in the store or you need to do more work. So they give lots of good feedback and they really, really help you on your way.
Yeah, that's great.
So there's been some huge success stories.
Yeah, there has, and there's been some fantastic products as well.
Products.
You know, I keep on saying it here, and I'm involved in an artisan organisation myself, but you know, there are so many fantastic products here in Cork. 350 artisan suppliers here in Cork, and some beautiful products coming out.
Amazing.
There. And also the craft market as well.
Yeah.
Fiona, you're a busy lady, aren't you?
I have.
You've been busy since 1978, since the first appearance on RT, and you haven't stopped. Well, come here, you have a new album out.
I have. But before I talk about the album, I have to clarify something. I was never on a reality show. It was a televised. It was the first televised talent contest. That's what it was. It wasn't.
So you were kind of the first X Factor at the time.
I was the first X Factor.
Yeah,
Exactly
well, you've certainly got the X Factor.
I won that.
Wow,
Thanks, Ken. You're saying all the right stuff tonight. I was the first one to win one of them, but it was different at that time. You weren't immediately made into a superstar or anything, and you actually had to be able to perform on your own and do your own thing because there was no big machine put behind you to do it. Yeah. So, and I've been a musician ever since, and I'm sure. Well, the awful thing is that a lot of them now, they kind of last for a couple of years and then they're gone. And it's terrible because they build them up to be, world domination, whatever. And sure, it doesn't happen.
It very much so is kind of, even on the international scene, it's a factory now, isn't it?
It is,
and it's a production line, and you're there for 2 years and you're gone after that, never to be seen again. 3 or 4 hits. The record company owns everything.
Yes.
And the performer is kind of gone. It's sad to see.
Record companies always seem to have been like that, though. I never signed with a record company.
Did you?
No, I never signed with a manager. Wow. There's good and bad. I don't know if it was the right thing to do or not.
Well,
but again, like we were talking earlier about kids. I mean, okay, I'm a middle-aged woman now, and my youngest daughter is 16. My next girl is 22. But when they were small, if I had a manager saying, right, you have to be out 5 nights a week, I would have found it very difficult. So I kind of had to manage my career around my kids.
Strike your balance.
And it was very hard to keep a profile up, and that's why I'm kind of now that my little one is kind of, the 16-year-old is kind of out the gap in some way, I'm now able to get out there again, and that's why I brought the album out. But I was playing away all the time and earning a living, but I just hadn't the time, I wasn't able to kind of just stay up there at the level that I was in my day.
I've always believed that success isn't about sitting around in a penthouse with acres of money around you. I think really it's about doing something you love and being paid for it,
That's it.
And being happy as well.
And being happy and content.
Being able to make the choices. Do you know what I mean? To say, right, I want to spend this time with my kids now. Is the time that I can go forward and do that.
Are you finding it difficult, Caroline, now that the business has grown from where you were with four chickens to 3,000?
I'm in the thick of it, but
phenomenal.
It is, sometimes you don't have a chance to sit and think of it. You just have to get on with it. Even this evening now, you have this one going there. So, but I'm very lucky with my husband. I have to say that really, because he will help, and he's very supportive, and my mum is great as well to have that support, because otherwise you couldn't do it. And then sometimes when you have to do it, you just do it.
And how many jobs have you created now?
I have 3 working for me.
3 working for you?
Yeah.
Fair play.
Yeah, which is great. And again, they're very much part of the business, because without them I couldn't do it on my own. I did it on my own for a while, but you just crash and burn.
Yeah. And Kate, you said they've all flown the nest.
Yes, I have 2. I have a 23-year-old, Cian, he works in Striker, and Jill is in Brisbane. So she's
that gave you a bit of extra time, so did it?
Loads of time. They're doing their thing, I'm doing mine, and it's nice. It's lovely to see them starting their lives. When you get past the wobbly bit in the middle, and then you're free to do stuff yourself that you wouldn't have done because you were kind of.
But you were always kind of a proactive person, from what I can remember in Blarney. You were always up to something, and I mean that in a very positive way.
I was. I'm just up to more of it now.
Yeah, just up to more of it. There's plenty going on with you, isn't there? Tell me about life with Ivy. This is a huge interaction and following on social media, isn't there?
Yeah, we foster dogs. I was terrified of dogs. If you and I were walking down the street and I heard a dog, I'd make you walk all the way around Cork. Wow. But then, if somebody says, will you do something? And you say yes, because you just do. And we ended up fostering dogs, Irish dogs for the disabled. And they provide dogs to children with cerebral palsy and spina bifida and walking difficulties, and I love them because they don't get government funding, nor do they make the families who receive the dogs fundraise, which I feel quite strongly about, because when you have a child with a disability you have enough going on.
Absolutely.
So we do all that, and they've 200 dogs working in Ireland, all done themselves, all fundraised for all.
Wow.
So
How much does it cost to
about
fundraise?
15,000 for each dog, because we do everything ourselves. And like we were at an event on some, but it's great fun. So we have these dogs living with us. I have Hugo, he's the only dog in Cork that can visit the hospitals. So every Sunday I go to the Mercy Hospital with him and he visits. We have a couple of special people we visit. A lot of people who can't reach out. So Hugo, I don't know what he does really, but he gives the most beautiful hugs, and he just, as one mother said to me, he's someone who isn't paid to touch her. Does that make sense?
God, isn't that
You know, even though the
Yeah.
nurses are beautiful and they love these people they're looking after because they're very special people we visit, it's just a different thing. It's just lovely. And you know, life, as you say, success, life comes down to the very small stuff. And a dog coming in to see you when you're the only one in the hospital with the dog, that's a big deal. So we fostered the dogs. But anyway, we started a live Facebook page because I'd say I was boring people to death on my own page with pictures of my children, right? Look at the dog, the dog sitting, the dog standing, the dog. But we reach about 40,000 people a week, and I have great fun with it. And it's a lovely way to get their message across, their very serious message, with a little bit of fun. And then you can throw the odd speed bubble of a kind of a hard-hitting posting. But it works and it's fun. And as I say, it allows me to, you know, you write things as a dog that you wouldn't say as a human. As a human, you have to be quite... But as a dog, you can be very... You can say all the things that maybe are in your heart that you would just never say to anybody. So that's been pure joy.
Do you need to raise a lot of money then for training dogs and all that? Is that
we do,
sort
but
of
you
part
know,
of your...
I always think that when you do the right thing from the right place for the right reasons, it always happens. If your ego's stuck in it, or if there's something not right about it, you'll never get it. But if it's right, it always comes. And fun, people will say, look, will you come and visit our creche? And that, and they say, oh, we're sorry for asking. I said, oh, don't be sorry. And you might get. And then some days you might go to a fundraiser, you might come home with a £5. But you don't know who you met. You don't know, did you meet someone needing a dog? You don't know, did you meet somebody watching? There's nothing ever wasted. And if it's right, isn't it?
Yeah, I think that's fantastic. I really think
but it's great. I get far more, you know, you always get more out of these things.
Well, that's the thing, you do get far more out of giving to some project, you know, don't you? Than you ever do receiving it yourself.
Karma, like you were saying, you know, it's just you get the karma back for it, like.
And you know, it's turning negatives into, but like you say, you know, that your big loss of your child has turned into this beautiful thing. You know, so sometimes the worst times in your life can springboard into the best opportunities, can't they? In a funny kind of a way.
You and you see things differently, and you know, if you're going through a terrible time, you can get through that. That's what I think. Then really, now I kind of go, what's the worst that can happen?
Because it's happened.
Because it's already happened, and I've come through it, and I'm still here, and I'm still smiling, and all the things I never ever thought I'd do.
And the lovely thing is we're still talking about it.
Yeah.
Because, you know, that's the start of the story, because that's all you want to do to keep people alive, isn't it?
Yeah.
So we're talking tonight, and for that alone it's worth it, isn't it?
Yeah, absolutely. And I have a yearly mass then for beautiful, and it's just my small way.
And lovely for the kids,
and
lovely for the siblings.
Yes, and she's still like in the house we talk about it. Normally I don't talk about public, but
what's her name? Sorry.
Leah.
Beautiful.
Yeah, so it is that thing, and sometimes it's just giving without expecting anything back.
Yeah.
And that's really important.
It's a good thing.
It's huge.
I think a lot of that happens in Cork, though.
Yeah, absolutely.
It does, you know, because I would get asked now to do.
Because I was going to say, you must go to loads.
And I always say yes.
You do a lot.
When I can, I always do it.
Yeah.
You know, I think it's great, and it's the same like you know, if people say thanks so much for bringing the dog, or you know, and there was thanks for playing, and you'd be saying, sure, look, I'm able to do it. I'm so happy that I can actually do something for you.
But it's very humbling as well when you look at what people go through and what their lives are like, and what they have
and how lucky we are,
and the hard jobs that people do compared to what I do. Chernobyl and all this, like Fiona Cork, you know, the Greater Chernobyl Cause. I do stuff for her, and like what she does,
you'd be humbled, wouldn't you?
I could never do it. Compared to just playing a few songs at something, I mean, I just feel completely humbled by someone like her.
I don't think we ever realise how lucky we are in life.
No.
You know, we have these crosses to bear, and you know, the old saying, if you went into the room, you pick out your own troubles.
You would.
Rather than somebody else's. I think it's so true, because you always meet somebody worse than yourself. But those experiences in life are the things that make you. And they're the things that define you as a human being, as a person. They may be very difficult to go through, but would you go through them again? Probably you would. Because it's the experience of it, and
but you never think you could, though.
And you never think.
If someone told you what was going to happen, you'd say, "Oh God."
I don't think we'd ever leave the house.
Why does anyone
leave the house?
Why does anyone go to a fortune teller? Who wants to know what's coming? I mean, how mad is that?
There's a little. I saw this thing on Facebook once. On Facebook once, there was a thing. God will only give you what you can handle, and underneath it says, "God, I'm not a ninja."
That's about it, isn't it?
I love that one.
So, Caroline, what's the next step for the eggs? Are we going to have 20,000 chickens shortly, or are we going to buy more hectares of land?
My husband's going to be watching this and be very afraid. Look, we're just going to keep doing what we're doing.
But your husband is running a farm separately.
Yes, he's a dairy farmer as well, kind of thing. So it's a busy house. But what I want to do, I'm very much an advocate of everybody should be able to access good, local, tasty, flavoursome food at a reasonable price. It doesn't have to be double the price of everything else.
This is the problem, because I think a lot of people went out there first day and they screwed us on it's organic and artisan, everything artisan, and that was never the producer's idea. No. That was the marketeers that decided brown paper and string was in fashion.
Right. Yes.
And we can charge an extra £5 for this packaging sort of idea.
Yeah, no, I want it what I love is when I hear from customers and I see the egg box on their breakfast table and they're showing their kids having their eggs and soldiers or something like that. We've had some lovely photos and comments from customers, and that really what makes it. And I want to be part of that. Like, a lot of people have said to me, your eggs remind me of my granny's eggs. Do you know what I mean? It's that fresh taste. Because we really try and get today's eggs tomorrow.
There is a huge difference in
eggs.
And that's the thing. I so many times I look at what's happening in the education sector in Ireland, and people are talking about different things about educating young people at the moment. But I don't believe we're really educating people with food awareness.
No, well, I'm doing that too.
Do you not see in people's houses now? It's like takeaways. It's buy the frozen food.
Iceland.
Iceland. It's not being able to produce or not having the knowledge of
it's
how to
education.
produce really nice food
because
for a very cheap price. Cheaper than the takeaway.
I'm involved in a thing called Excellent Breakfast with Kate Ryan of Flavour.ie and Alison Kingston, who's a health coach, and we literally go into schools and do a presentation and teaching kids about how to just maybe once or twice a week not the sugary cereal for breakfast and have something with eggs.
Brilliant.
So they get a little booklet with 5 recipes, and we cook pancakes in the school for them there. So we say if we can do it in school on a little hob, you can do it at home. And it's amazing. And I bring in a hen as well. So
love
that.
Yeah. Where's the hen tonight?
You could have spared one, surely.
Past their bedtime, they have a busy day. But the kids love it. But some kids have never touched a hen. Rural kids are okay.
Or do they know that chicken nuggets come from a chicken?
Well, to be fair, they probably don't, a lot of them. I'd say there's very little chicken in a lot of them.
That's true. A lot of sawdust.
Yeah, exactly. You meet kids that think pork chops come in polystyrene trays. Milk, where does milk? I mean, I find it unbelievable. They don't know where milk comes from. It's shocking. So anyway, that's our little bit as well, and that's about giving back into the community as well, kind of thing. Getting in touch with the kids, just showing them that you don't have.
And is it primary schools you're going into, or secondary schools?
That's primary schools at the moment. But again, it's something that we want to build and develop.
If you had time, it's time, isn't it?
But I love that side of it because it's so much fun, and the kids are so good at coming back, and the questions they'll ask, and they love Henrietta the hen, and do you know what I mean? And then they're learning about the nutritional side of it, and then I get hungry every time because you're going to smell these beautiful pancakes, and we're always like, Kate, make sure there's one left for us. It's brilliant. It's and a great response from it, and it's just been amazing. And I love that because I love the interaction with the kids.
And getting them to cook. That's a great idea.
And we follow up with the schools, and they will, like the kids, cook, they do.
Little simple things, that's what it's all
teaching
about.
them skills like that.
And it is that set of skills that are being lost.
Not too much though, I have to say. No, my daughter's doing home economics.
And cooking at home?
She would do a lot of cooking, and I teach young kids. Well, yes, she does, but she comes up with lovely stuff. But I would be teaching in a primary school. I teach guitar, and I worry that they go the opposite way actually in some schools, because we can't have this. It has to be all fruit, and it's all.
There's such a social divide when you're talking about this stuff, though. Unfortunately, you've gone from the sublime to the ridiculous.
I think
the
it depends on the school.
It's a different ballgame altogether.
It
sadly,
depends,
isn't it?
It depends really.
It's
on
hummus.
the school.
It's all hummus and carrot sticks on one side and chicken nuggets on the other.
Yes, that's it. Yeah,
and that's the unfortunate thing.
It is.
But I do think we have to educate people about what we have available to us. Can I just ask you, Fiona, where can I pick up the album?
Oh, it's in Golden Discs. You can also download it from all the media sites. iTunes,
all the sort
Spotify, all of those. And it was done through a funded campaign.
Oh, really?
I actually raised €10,000 unfunded. Things were not going well when I was trying to record it, and I thought I had to abandon everything. But anyway, a funded campaign sort of evolved, and the whole thing came about.
Tonight?
Well, sure, I was going to bring it in, and you wouldn't let me.
I
was dying to sing, and he said no.
We could write singing.
We'll be back to part 2 shortly, and the band will be here as well. If you want to be here, this big sparkly dress.
All singing, all dancing.
Caroline, this is all in Super Value, all in the Centras as well. It's getting more and more popular.
All Super Values, 21 Super Value stores in Cork, and lots of independent retailers, hotels and restaurants.
Best of luck with it, really. I think it's a fantastic product. I have tasted it. It is delicious.
Brilliant, thank you.
And they are fresh. And they make so much
for
that. Kate, what's the next thing for yourself?
Oh God, I don't know. Oh, our next thing, Darkness into Light.
Darkness into Light.
May the 12th,
Great.
which is thanks to Charles and Caroline in Blarney Castle, we get the castle, so we've got the best Darkness into Light.
She calls them Charles not Sir Charles.
Charles
they're buddies.
We've the only walk where you walk through. I'm just going to pretend you didn't say that. So we line the drive with tea lights, and we walk up, and then you finish at the foot of the castle. So I have to say, without doubt, we have got the best Darkness into Light, so feel free, come sign up online. All the money goes to Pieta House, and they are superb.
How many people are you expecting?
Last year we expected 100, we got 1,200. It was our first year out.
Oh my goodness.
So I don't know, we're very hopeful, but numbers wise, Pieta House are treating 90 people a day at the moment.
They're an amazing
from children as young as 8, so they're the real figures, so that's why we're doing it.
They're an amazing organisation. Unfortunately, that's all the time we have for tonight. Thank you so much to my guest, Kate Durrant, the CEO of Munster News. She's going to kill me over that. Author of various books, CEO extraordinaire, publisher. Fiona Kennedy, singer, television star, personality, crowdfunding expert. And the album is on sale in Golden Discs and online on all the normal procedures of downloading, if anyone knows how to download, because I don't. And of course, we're all going to have a couple of fried eggs now when we go home. Could I just say, Caroline, I think you have an amazing story, you have an amazing product, and the best of luck to you. And I love the packaging, and I love the product. Well done you. Well done you. Thank you very much, and good night. I'll be back again next Tuesday. I think I have some very exciting guests, and I think some paranormal stuff is going on next Tuesday, if I'm not mistaken, in the studio. So, and I just want to say to Shin Hayes, you looked amazing last night. I'm going to get my own cups. Thank you, and good night from Cork Live TV.